For months, the only news I had was bad. Then I had the surgery, and it went well. The doctors are encouraged. But before I got there, I made a joke I shouldn't have. I was scared of not waking up, and I got through the longest day of my life. Here's the whole story. My name's Jeff. I'm 54. Some of you know me as the guy building a business while fighting cancer. I told you I'd keep it real. The wins, the losses, and the moments in between. So here's the whole story. The good news, the bad joke, and the week after nobody warns you about. The day before surgery, I go in for my EKG. The nurse asks me to lift my shirt so she can put the sensors on my chest. I do it. The EKG comes back fine. And I made a little joke. I asked her, "Do I get beads for raising my shirt?" Like a Mardi Gras reference, she looks at me and goes, "I don't think that would be appropriate for a hospital." Then she pauses. "Is that a Mardi Gras reference?" I said yes. She said, "I think that's a pagan holiday." Now, Mercy Hospital is a faith-based hospital, so that joke did not land the way I hoped. And my next thought was real fear. She hadn't taken my blood yet. Was she going to stick me harder now? She didn't, and I survived the blood draw. Barely. The morning of surgery, I woke up at 4:45 to get ready for my 5:45 appointment. My mother drove me. I was admitted to pre-op at 6:15, and this was only the second time in my whole life I'd ever been in an operating room. The first was the stent placement from my heart attack. This time it was going to be a bigger incision, the one you see on my neck, and I was nervous. I've always had this fear in the back of my mind of never waking up once I'm put under anesthesia. I know it was mostly my nerves talking. I always think worst case scenario. And in reality, my doctors wouldn't let me go under if there was a substantial risk. I was soon met by the anesthesiologist who came in and asked a couple of questions. Then my surgeon followed. Not 5 minutes later, I was rolled back to the operating room. The big lights and professional setup were nothing like my first experience. I was moved to the table and the nurse prepped it. The anesthesiologist connected the tube, and him and the nurse were talking about music. And that was the last thing I remembered before I fell out. About 3 hours later, I woke up back in the post-op room, groggy and weary from the effects of being under. But most importantly, I lived to see another day, and I hope many years to come. And the news? Better than I let myself hope for. I'm not going to stand here and tell you I'm cured. I'm not, and I don't do fake. But it went well. The doctors are encouraged. The treatment is working the way it's supposed to. For the first time in a long time, I got to hear something good. But I'm going to be honest with you about the week after, because nobody talks about this. The good news doesn't mean your body suddenly feels fine. Recovery is slow, it's uncomfortable. Some days you feel like you took a step backward, and sitting there in that, you have two choices. You wait until you feel ready, or you keep showing up anyway. I chose the second one, not because I'm tough, because I've learned that waiting for perfect never comes. You don't get to choose the news you get. You only get to choose what you do the day after. And that's true for your health, and it's true for your business. The recovery is part of the win. You don't get one without the other. If you're in your own recovery right now, health, business, heartbreak, whatever it is, I see you. And if this helped at all, or if you got a laugh out of my hospital joke, drop a comment. I read every single one.